The last remaining portion of the Miami condominium that partially collapsed 2 weeks ago has been brought down by authorities using a series of controlled explosions. Here are the details. The confirmed death toll at the collapsed condominium complex north of Miami Beach rose to 28 on Monday, after search efforts resumed following the controlled demolition of the portion that had remained standing, according to the New York Times. The search for more than 100 missing residents still missing in the wreckage of Champlain Towers South had been paused for a large part of the weekend due to growing concerns about the building's stability. Those concerns were exacerbated by the possible approach of Tropical Storm Elsa, which has been tracking toward South Florida with heavy rain and sustained winds of 60 miles per hour, according to CNN. Before the demolition took place, the Miami-Dade County mayor said fire rescue workers had searched the building to find left-behind pets, according to the Miami Herald. Firefighters searched units in person, and drones with thermal imaging cameras also looked through areas that could not be searched on foot. On Saturday, demolition experts began planting explosives inside concrete pillars within the building. The goal, according to The Guardian, was to contain the building's collapse within its immediate surroundings. The successful implosion on Sunday evening allowed rescue workers to begin searching a previously inaccessible portion of the wreckage Monday, according to the Miami Herald. The Guardian reports that rescuers are now making their way towards parts of the underground garage that are of particular interest. A 2018 engineer's report described the flat surface above the garage as a major error because it allowed water to build up on top of it. This buildup caused major structural damage to the concrete slab below, according to the report. Inside the parking garage, the report noted both cracks in columns and cracks to the ceiling, with some previous repairs to these cracks deemed unsuccessful due to poor workmanship. According to a letter published by the New York Times earlier this year, the president of the Condominium Association told residents that damage to the parking area had become significantly worse, and repairs needed for the entire building would cost $15 million. According to the Miami Herald, just 36 hours before the collapse, a private contractor said he saw large pools of standing water in the parking garage and was told by one building employee that they pumped the pool equipment room so frequently that pump motors had to be replaced every 2 years. Morabito Consultants, the authors of the 2018 report, said that at the time of the collapse, roof repairs to the building had begun, but concrete restoration had not, according to the BBC. As work continues on the wreckage, wider investigations into systemic failings around the incident have begun. The New York Times reports evidence of regulations being enforced unevenly or not at all. Miami-Dade County officials said last week they were prioritizing reviews of 24 buildings that had either failed structural or electrical inspections required after 40 years or in fact not submitted reports. The county's own records show 17 of those cases had been ongoing for a year or more. 2 were against properties owned by the county itself, and the oldest case had been open since 2008. In one particularly disturbing example, the city of North Miami Beach tried for years to make a 10-story condominium building, Crestview Towers, comply with 40-year recertification requirements. The building's condominium association submitted the required paperwork last week, around 9 years late, and listed safety concerns that caused officials to evacuate the building on Friday. A lawyer for the building's board said it assumed the engineer conducting the inspection had shared findings with the city, but that was not the case, according to the New York Times. There is increasingly broad agreement that what we are seeing evidence of here is light touch regulation enforced even more lightly. The Florida legislature has been reluctant to pass laws that slow down condominium construction and sales, according to Eric Glazer, a Hallandale lawyer with 30 years of condominium law experience, cited by the Palm Beach Post. Whether Florida residents will demand tighter safeguards in light of this disaster remains to be seen, but news reports full of people concerned about the situation in their own buildings suggest they might well. Keep watching for further details of the initial collapse and the argument over whose responsibility it is. 11 people have been confirmed dead and 150 people are unaccounted for after a residential building collapsed in Surfside, Florida on Thursday, according to CNN. The cause of the collapse is not yet known. However, a 2018 engineer's report described the flat surface around the pool deck as a major error because it allowed water to build up on top of it. The buildup caused major structural damage to the concrete slab below, according to the report. Inside the parking garage beneath the pool deck, the report noted both cracks in the columns and cracks to the ceiling, with some previous repairs to these cracks deemed unsuccessful due to poor workmanship. This account was corroborated by a commercial pool contractor who saw significant water damage directly below the pool just 36 hours before the collapse, according to the Miami Herald. The contractor said he also saw large pools of standing water in the parking garage and was told by one building employee that they pumped the pool equipment room so frequently that pump motors had to be replaced every 2 years. The building structure may also have been affected by the fact that it had been sinking at a rate of 2 millimeters per year in the 1990s, according to a Florida International University study published in the Ocean and Coastal Management Journal. However, the study's author was cautious about declaring this a cause of the collapse. According to the Miami Herald, moments before the collapse, a woman who was inside told her husband on the phone that she had seen a sinkhole form where the pool used to be outside her window. 6 engineering experts interviewed by the newspaper said that based on publicly available evidence, a structural column or concrete slab beneath the pool deck likely gave way first. 5 days on from the collapse, the rescue effort continues, with rescuers having arrived from Israel and Mexico to help with the operation, according to the BBC. Machinery has moved large slabs, and a trench measuring 125 feet long and 40 feet deep has been built to help reveal any potential air pockets in the wreckage. The rescue process itself is a delicate operation because moving large pieces of wreckage can affect other large pieces of wreckage, according to one retired fire chief who spoke to CNN. "You don't want to cause more damage if they are, in fact, alive there," he said. Meanwhile, a wider discussion about building safety in the area is already underway. The vice mayor of Sunny Isles Beach, the city in which the building was located, told CNN there are plans to check 59 buildings nearby that are around the same age as the one that collapsed. What's more, the first individual lawsuit has already been filed against the Champlain Towers South Condominium Association by a resident who survived the collapse, according to CNN. The resident's attorney said his client is looking for an undisclosed amount of financial compensation as well as a jury trial. Both of those moves came as awkward new details about the building's safety history continued to come to light. According to minutes from a November 2018 board meeting seen by the Miami Herald, a month after the 2018 engineer's report noted major structural damage to the building, the chief building official for the town of Surfside told residents it was in very good shape. Asked about it this week, he said, "I don't know anything about it. That's 2018. Quite clearly, there are questions to be asked of local authorities and the building's board. However, accountability for the disaster may take a long time to achieve." At a press conference on Monday, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said an investigation conducted by the National Institute of Standards and Technology would take a long time, and some of those involved in building management are already making their cases. According to the New York Times, a lawyer representing the Condominium Association that runs the building said Saturday that its board had taken out a $12 million line of credit to pay for the repairs recommended in the 2018 engineer's report, which, furthermore, the Miami Herald says was actually commissioned 3 years in advance of a required 40-year recertification process. Work on the roof had in fact already begun at the time of the collapse. Regarding the timing of the repairs, the Condominium Association's lawyer insisted the board had not been warned in the 2018 report that any existing damage to the building made it unsafe. If there was anything in that report that really outlined that the building was in danger of collapse or there was a hazardous condition, would the board and their families be living there? The lawyer asked. According to the New York Times, one board member is missing in the collapse, as are her adult children. However, the authors of the 2018 engineer's report have also had their say on the collapse. Defending its work, Morabito Consultants said, among other things, our report detailed significant cracks and breaks in the concrete, which required repairs to ensure the safety of the residents and the public. Morabito's report said most of the concrete deterioration in the parking garage needs to be repaired in a timely fashion, but did not suggest any collapse was imminent. Responsibility in these situations is a complicated and complex concept. More than one thing has gone wrong for something this catastrophic to take place. Individuals will have to answer questions, but intersecting systems must be interrogated too. On Monday, Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava vowed to get to the bottom of what went wrong, and when questioned by CNN over whether Florida was a state in which real estate developers have more power than regulators, she was clear. "I know there's going to be changes in the law. There will be changes at the state and at the county and the city levels, and we have already started to the initiation of some changes that we could take administratively, and I know our county commission is going to be taking action. Tragedies often operate as turning points for poor systems, and the Miami-Dade County mayor made that point explicitly. We have the best building code possible based on Hurricane Andrew's lessons learned. Sad but true. We're going to learn from this devastating experience as well.
For more news animations and explainers, hit the subscribe and bell button to join the TomoNews family. Thanks for watching.